First bite. All right. First bite of the day. That's on a little dick night. Hopefully this is the species I'm after. It doesn't feel like a very big one. But today I'm after one of the rarer salmonid species in the lower 48, and that is Arctic grayling. They used to be found in the northern states, in Montana and Michigan. There's still a small native population remaining in southwest Montana, but they have been reintroduced and introduced to lots of areas. And this lake I'm fishing today is the source population for grayling in Montana. So this is looking very much like a grayling. I can see his blue fins. It's not too bad of a fish though. They're good fighters. Come on, bud. Can't really slow down the troll too much or my spinner will hang up back there. Nice. Got one. Gorgeous. You can see he hit that little red and silver dicknite. Whoa, there's one. Got a double going. This one feels a lot bigger. This one hit a small Panther Martin spinner. Bring it around over here. This one feels a lot heavier. Get over here. You want to come hang out with your friend? This one feels much heavier. Yes, another grayling. It's a double grayling day. That's cool. I don't think I've ever had two grayling in the net at the same time. Awesome. That's why you keep trolling. You just never know. Here you go. Woo. Calm down, guys. One's still fasty. You can see that blue in the fin though. Really, really pretty. I also like the purple iridescence. These are both males. This male's found a little hole in my net that I never seem to repair. Quality fish though. Beautiful. I love that fin. Awesome. Here's that big fin that they have. We'll get this one going. And it gets much bluer during the spring spawning season. So they spawn in the spring just after ice out. They are salmonidae. They have an adipose fin just like salmonidae. And they got a really neat little black chin mark and then beautiful markings on the lower fins too. That it doesn't really shine above water, but it's very beautiful in the water. All right, see you guys. All right, so that first one I caught was on just a little red and silver dicknite. And just trolling that with a little split shot down the line there. And the second one I got was on small Panther Martin. I've switched all these out to just single sidewash hooks today. I find I get better hookup ratios and landing ratios on these grayling because they are pretty squirrely. You notice as soon as they hit, they start jumping on the surface and stuff and going crazy. And there's some really big ones in here that put up a heck of a fight. All right, let's get back on the troll. Now they will hit really close to the boat, especially if you're in a paddle craft or a pedal craft like I am, or using an electric trolling motor. Like 30, 40 feet behind is all you need. So I trolled a pretty good clip for them. 1.7 to 2.1. They like a fast moving lure. They are not lazy fish by any means. They are very hyper aggressive and will pursue things quickly. There's a lot of vegetation in this lake, and so it'll be like 10 feet deep, but it'll be 6 to 8 feet of weed beds, and the grayling are cruising over the top of that. There's another one. Nice. This one feels heavier. I think, one of the things that's interesting about grayling is I've made a lot of grayling videos. I really love grayling. I love coming to fish for them. It's something I make the pilgrimage to do a few times every year. But it's not my most popular content, but I get so many questions about grayling. And I think that's because there's like so many, I don't know, I call them like aficionados, people who are like to pursue a variety of species, and so they're always contacting me about, what's the best place to catch them. And honestly, this is one of the best places to catch them. I think sizable grayling in the lower 48. This is Lake Rogers. This is the source population for grayling and for all of Montana. It can be fished year-round, so they definitely bite better in the fall and spring, and then through the ice too, they bite extremely well. During the summer, it can be pretty tough. The lake gets hot, and they get pretty sluggish. So when you get those first cold snaps in the fall and the water temperatures really start to drop, that's when it's a great time to target them. Another beautiful grayling. They have a really long forked tail too. It's super cool looking. Another male. He pooped on me, and gosh, does it stink. Whew, that is so smelly fish poop. I don't think I've smelled fish poop so stinky before. God, that reeks. It's all over my pants. What has he been eating? That is disgusting. It smells worse than chicken poop. That's just gnarly, man. It's all over. It's just like explosive diarrhea. That grayling had Mexican for breakfast or something. I don't know. That is so gross. It is all over. I don't think I've ever had fish shit on me that bad. Yeah, this is going in the wash as soon as I get home. Yes, this lake's basically just a big bowl. It's got weed beds, extensive lily pad weed beds around it, and then lots of like submerged vegetation. The middle is devoid of vegetation and deeper. But I almost never catch the grayling there. They're always feeding up above the submerged vegetation. And I'm not surprised that like I'm catching more here on this little Dick Knight with the red on it. They seem to have a sensitivity to red. They seem to do better with red lures, red and pink, than other colors. Oop. There was a bite on the spinner. Oh, I've already got one. I just literally got done dropping that back there. And one of the things I will say about grayling is they are a morning bite fish. They, especially before the sun gets over the hills, it's always like this. And then once the sun comes up, it really tends to drop off in a big hurry. So get out here early. That is true even during ice fishing season too. It's as fast as you can get your gear down, and then it's over. This is a big fish. Whoa, that's a big grayling, guys. Awesome. I'm gonna pull this one in. He's so pretty. Try to show you what these colors of these fins look like when they're in the water versus when they're out. They're out. See, oh, look at that color. Wow, look at that. That is so pretty. It's like tropical fish. There you go. Awesome. Alright, let's get that one going. See you later, bud. I am tipping these spinners and spoons with just the tiniest bite right there. The tiniest little amount of Berkeley gulp maggots. Just a little scent I find helps a lot. And upping your catch ratios. The sun's coming out and blasting the opposite shoreline, but I'm going to stay here on the shadow side. I tend to do better out of the sun, like I said. You know, I'd love to be enjoying the warmth of the sun. There's another fish. It's crazy. Also, it feels like a small one. Sometimes I get into one section of the lake and they're bigger on one side, and the other they're smaller. Go ahead and quick release him. He's pretty. Now there's certain spinners I really like for this fishery. Small panther martins like this one are great, as are small vibrax, blue fox spinners. I like those because they don't have a ton of weight and they don't dive super deep. And here, most of the time, you're only have 2 or 3 feet of water that you can reasonably be fishing when trolling. And I mean, you can certainly just pull up and cast and retrieve and catch them that way as well. But again, you're going to want to avoid those spinners that have a tendency to dive. In my experience, like the rooster tails, they tend to run a little bit deeper. They tend to snag up a little bit more. And then small spoons, again, same concept. Think of spoons that don't dive that deep. Yeah, that's why I figured I wasn't getting bits, because there was vegetation on it. So this is like these dicnites have so little weight that I actually have to put a little split shot there to get it to go down to depth. But you know, like I really struggle with like little cast masters here, because they just go too deep too fast. There he is. They love that lure. Now if you want to catch them at their prime color time, you want to come right just before ice out or just after ice out. That's when the males will be very vibrant, although they're beautiful year round. If you want those extreme light colors in the fins, that's going to be the best time. So March and April. This one's just a little baby, I think. It's not too bad. There's another male. It's been a good day for catching the males. Yeah. If you don't have dicnites, other small unweighted spoons like needlefish or super dupers work really well. You can definitely fly fish for them, or you can even just troll leech pattern flies on a spinning rod. But they'll take a variety of flies, small chironomid flies under an indicator. They'll take streamers, they'll take egg patterns. They love egg patterns. But I have come out here and run flies, and I did bring some flies today, and I've run gear, and the flashy gear catches more. They love the metallics, and if you want to catch a bunch of grayling, you should definitely bring some little spoons and spinners. Well, there's the sun. Let's see if the bite dies or keeps going for a little while. And just like that, the bite goes quiet. I haven't been bitten like 10 minutes, when I was getting bit like every 2 minutes. When there's no light, it's lights out. But as soon as there's light from the sun, the bite really just tapers off. And he's back on. I love that spoon. Now you do have to be careful. The nearest large town is Kalispell, and Lake Rogers, where I'm at today, is west of town. Whereas there is a Rogers Lake, which is northeast of town and more remote, that does not have grayling, so don't end up on the wrong Rogers Lake, or Lake Rogers. Another male. Really pretty. Smaller one. Snakier one a little bit, not as chunky. So yeah. I'm going to switch out to a little vibrax, because the panther martin wasn't getting any love. This has some pink in it, and like I said, they really love pink and red. I'm telling you, they're like little vampires. I hate the sun. We've had 2 bites, 1 fish since the sun came up. And I think like in the 30 minutes I was fishing before the sun came up, I must have had 15 bites and landed 5 or 6 fish. It's interesting, before the sun came up, there was grayling like porpoising like dolphins all over the lake, and now there's nothing. Like they just completely completely shut off. I would say grayling definitely classify as a crepuscular fish. That is a fish that's active in those twilight periods. Oop, there we go. There's a fish. Nice. Been a while. I've never eaten grayling, but I've heard that they have a pretty tasty meat, which doesn't surprise me. Most of the members of salmonidae do. This is a male or female, I can't tell yet. Take a look. It is a male, another male. I cannot seem to find the females today. Get that one going. A rare post-sunrise grayling catch. Oop, there's a fish. Nice. Bigger one, I think. Or just a strong one. Awesome. Now you can find grayling throughout the western United States. Like I said, they've been widely reintroduced from Colorado all the way up through the Rockies. I think there's even populations in Arizona that have been introduced somewhere. I don't know if those are still persistent or not. Washington has only one population that is self-sustaining. Oh no, did he come on? No, he's still there. That one is quite a hike to get up to. It's a nice fish. And of course, you can still find them widely in their native range, all the way through Canada and into Alaska. I'd love to go to Alaska and catch the big ones in the high Arctic. Oh, it's a beast. This thing is huge. Yeah, this is what I came here for. Let me get this one in. Oh my god, that thing is giant. Heck yeah. Wow. That is the best. That is the biggest grayling I've ever caught out of this lake. Alright, look at this tank of a grayling. What a beast. Look at those. Look at that fin on that thing. That thing's huge. Gorgeous fish. Alright, let's get this guy going. I think I'm gonna make this one my last fish of the day.